Welcome back. Mudar Pratap Singh, you're joining us on Newsx. Our big focus on the broadcast, a shortage of LPG cylinders triggered by disruptions in global gas supplies and amidst the conflict in the Middle East is continuing to ripple across several parts of India, forcing hotels, restaurants and public canteens to cut operations, switch to alternative fuels and in some cases shut temporarily. Restaurants, especially in urban centres, appear to be amongst the worst affected, with many establishments reporting a severe shortage of commercial LPG cylinders used for cooking. Several eateries have been forced to trim menus, suspend certain dishes or shift to alternative cooking methods to stay operational. The impact of the shortage was visible even in the national capital. At the Delhi High Court Lawyers Canteen, a notice pasted on tables informed visitors that cooked meals could not be served due to the unavailability of LPG cylinders. The shortage is now beginning to affect households in several cities as well. In Bhopal and Chandigarh, long queues were seen outside LPG agencies as residents waited hours to secure cylinders. Despite these pressures, the Indian government has attempted to reassure the public that domestic consumers will continue to receive adequate fuel supplies. On the other hand, in the second week of the West Asia conflict, the Great Gas Rejig has become the primary talking point for millions of Indian households. As conversations around LPG availability and rising fuel costs grow louder, a quiet shift is underway in Indian kitchens. From home cooks to small cloud kitchen operators, many are beginning to move to electrical cooking appliances such as induction stoves and rice cookers as practical alternatives. Joining us on the broadcast is Shweta Verma. She is in fact live from BMC Police Canteen. Shweta, what is the scenario there? Have concerns been heard where you are about this LPG crisis? Although the government, of course, says that there is no reason to panic, it seems that in certain parts of the country, panic has already started.
Well, that's absolutely right, Uday. In fact, let me quickly cut across you to the visuals from police headquarters. This is, in fact, police canteen. What we are showing you, my video journalist Vishnu is showing you the locked doors of the kitchen. And then you will be able to see the chimney where absolutely there is no cooking which is going on. And further, if we just move, we'll be able to show you the notice. In fact, this is the situation here at police canteen, where on daily basis more than 1,200 staff eats here. And in fact, if we just speak about Mumbai, there are 4 police canteen, and all the 4 police canteen are meeting the same fate due to the LPG crisis. In fact, this is what we are also understanding, that how commercially LPG has been into a severe hit. And it's not just BMC or about the police canteen. Even across Mumbai, we have reported about how various restaurant chains are also facing difficulties. And here I'm also showing you, as we move ahead towards the police canteen, I'll show you the visuals of the notice that has been stuck outside the hotel about the hall here. Let me just quickly read this out. It says, note, gas naslyamule canteen band rahnar. If I translate this, this says that please note, due to the unavailability of the gas, the canteen will remain closed. And you will see the lights are shut. Only a bulletin has been put here with a notice that due to the shortage, due to the unavailability, in fact, of the gas, the staff canteen will remain closed. And similarly, if we just give you reports from various police canteen and BMC headquarters, of course, we'll see how again, due to this entire scenario which has been going, the ongoing conflicts, in fact, in the Middle East is resulting here. And also that it's more important to understand why India, our cities are getting affected more because of the we understand that more of the 85% of our LPG comes from the Middle East, and this is seen as one of the biggest reason that why we are facing such difficult times, when we are seeing it's not only commercial LPGs but also domestic LPGs are also in a troublesome mode, where we are understanding that it's not just hotels, restaurant, canteens, BMC, but many places are going through the same scenario. Back to you.
Yes, indeed. Shweta, thank you for joining us with that ground report. In fact, we also have now a special panel joining us live. Arun Kumar, senior economist, is live with us. Professor Bijon Mishra, consumer rights expert, also joins the broadcast. Mitali Nikore, senior economist, also is with us live. Let me make a start with you first. In fact, Professor Bijon Mishra, consumers across the country are worried. What can we do more to reassure them? Of course, government sources continue to tell us that proactive steps are already being taken. There is no reason to worry, even if this conflict does get protracted, as is being speculated right now, that this is not a conflict that is ending anytime soon. Even if it is prolonged, government is confident that we have the supplies. We are taking the steps to ensure no disruption. But how do we ensure that this message goes out now to consumers on ground who are feeling a bit panicked, possibly hearing all the news that is around them?
Uday, you have a very important role to play. The media plays a very important role, because that is how not only your viewers but many people around the world, around the country gets to know the facts and the reality through your channel. So the first thing is, you should ensure that your data is credible, genuine, and you are taking it from the right source, which is very important. And my message to the consumers are that do not get panicked, because if you panic and if you start hoarding yourself within your household, then there will be disruption in the supply chain. So you have to ensure that you not only use your consumption in a very diligent manner and in a very cautious way, but you also ensure that you do not start accumulating and stocking up due to a kind of a fear and a panic. That creates a disruption, number one. Number two is the government should come out with clear data. Today I am a firm believer that technology plays a very important role in bringing in the actual facts and figures. So on the click of a button, the government exactly knows what is the stock level, where it is lying, how much is lying, and of course that information must be shared with the consumers in a very truthful manner and in a very transparent way. And in order to do that, the state governments also play a very important role, because as you know, the law has come into force. Essential Commodities Act has been promulgated because we want to ensure that none of the intermediaries or no entity which is in the supply chain takes advantage of such kind of a scarcity or crisis. So we have to ensure that the state governments, which are responsible to regulate, to implement the law, they do it in a very efficient and effective manner by ensuring that they keep monitoring, checking, revalidating the data to understand how much is actually physically in stock, how much is in the pipeline, what is coming from where, which port is now handling what kind of a consignment. All this information is very transparently available. So Uday, I feel that the media should also now start giving those kind of information and making the consumers, the viewers, comfortable with the facts and figures, and also ensure that the state governments